Coming up tonight, what you need to know about the Omicron variant as COVID-19 cases continue to rise across the country.
Then, how advanced technology is helping athletes at the University of Indianapolis get the most out of their training.
And of course, some exciting updates in sports and entertainment. All this and more on UND-TV News.
From the station that keeps you in mind, this is UND-TV News.
Good evening and welcome to UND-TV News. I'm Julianne Grahowski.
And I'm Emily Arnold.
Scientists are rushing to learn as much about the new Omicron variant as they can, as a new COVID surge is on the rise around the world.
In the midst of the holiday season, concerns over COVID-19 are on the rise.
We're not in a terribly good place right now. Following Thanksgiving,
For the first time in 2 months, the United States is averaging more than 100,000 cases a day.
hospitalizations also going up, and sadly, deaths now in excess of 1,000 every day, the vast majority of those being unvaccinated people.
While Delta remains the dominant strain across America, officials are keeping a close eye on the Omicron variant, now detected in at least 19 states. Early reports from South African doctors say Omicron cases are generally mild, but global experts warn it's still too early to tell.
What we have found is that the Omicron variant is doubling faster than any of the 3 previous waves.
In New York City, the mayor calling a new private sector vaccine mandate a preemptive strike against the possibility of future lockdowns.
This is to get ahead of something that's now threatening us in a new way. You had the winter weather, you had the holiday gatherings, now Omicron. I mean, we're getting a lot of warnings here. We better be aggressive.
A collective push to get more people vaccinated in the coming weeks.
Our best ability to fight that off is to take full advantage of the vaccines, and also don't forget to wear your mask when you're indoors with other people.
In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn.
New research also indicates that booster shots are effective in neutralizing the Omicron variant.
Well, speaking of COVID, Julianne, now we have Sydney Smith live at the University of Indianapolis with how these rising COVID cases are affecting student enrollment in colleges across the country.
Thank you, Emily and Julianne. Of all of the things the pandemic is affecting, universities are being hit especially hard as they struggle to retain and recruit new students. The University of Indianapolis plans to tackle this problem by hosting an open house this Saturday from 2 to 5 p.m. for high school seniors. Visitors can meet at Smith Mall by the canal. Current students will let the high schoolers decide what they want to do on the tour and, of course, answer any questions that they may have. All of this in an effort to keep the population growing here at the University of Indianapolis. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Sydney.
A shooting on Indy's South Side claimed the life of a Southport High School student. Southport High School student has died following a shooting that took place on Indy's South Side. Officers responded to a report of a teen suffering gunshot wounds at a Speedway gas station on Keystone Avenue, just south of I-65, right around 8 p.m. Monday night. The teen was said to be in critical condition when he was rushed to the hospital, where he later passed away. Today, police announced the arrest of a 22-year-old man who they believe is responsible for the shooting. Perry Township Schools confirmed the victim's enrollment at Southport High School and shared that, quote, counseling will be provided to any staff or student affected by this loss, end quote, and that their, quote, thoughts, prayers, and support are with the friends and family of this Southport High School student, end quote. Anyone with information related to the shooting is encouraged to contact Detective Brian Lambert at the IMPD Homicide Office or at Crime Stoppers, where you can remain anonymous. From Indianapolis, I'm Emily Arnold.
And after the break, some exciting additions to the athletic department here at the University of Indianapolis to help out student athletes.
Number one, obviously, is safety. We definitely call 811 to find out if there are any buried lines, fiber optic, whether it be telephone or pipeline or anything. Don't take a chance. Don't think you know and say, well, I don't remember anything being put in there. Call 811 and make sure that that's identified, that there isn't something there before you make that crossing. Because in the end, we want everybody going home.
Some things in your medicine cabinet are more dangerous than others. When it comes to prescription drugs, opioid pain medicines can be addictive and even deadly. Keeping unused opioid medicines in your home is risky. Half the people who misuse prescription pain medicines get them from a friend or family member. Over 100 Americans die every day from an opioid overdose, and millions are addicted to opioids. But you can be part of the solution to the opioid crisis. Go through your medicine cabinets, drawers, anywhere you keep unused opioid pills, patches, or syrups, and find out how to dispose of them safely. Visit fda.gov/drug disposal for details and remove the risk of opioids in your home.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
The University of Indianapolis Athletics Department has been recognized by professional teams for their state-of-the-art training facilities. Colin Jung visits the Dome to show us why, as well as new technology that is helping student athletes perform.
All the way back in 2012, the city of Indianapolis was the host of Super Bowl 46, where the New York Giants narrowly defeated Tom Brady's Patriots 21-17. But would it have been possible without the use of a state-of-the-art athletic facility? I wanted to see for myself what prepared the Giants for this huge victory, so I went down to the athletic facility at the University of Indianapolis. The facility includes a full-size dome that the Giants worked with the university to build in 2012 to practice for the Super Bowl. Although the Giants are back in New York, the facility and the dome are still very much in use by all UND athletics. I talked with Adam Rakestraw, a junior on the baseball team, about their use of the athletic facilities and its perks.
Inside practice is really nice, especially to have this, because a lot of other programs don't have facilities like this, so when it's raining, it's kind of just a wash day for an outside sport, so that really gives us an advantage.
Most people wouldn't think of baseball as an inside sport, but Adam also talked about how the baseball team makes it work with practice inside of the dome.
Practice is just going to be, everybody shows up, probably 2 different groups at like an hour increment, and we'll get up here and warm up, start heading off the tee. Then we'll move to flips, and then we'll probably go off the machine for like the last 30 minutes of practice. We can pretty much play like the whole winter, which is like unheard of for baseball in the north. Like in the south it's different, but up here in the north, like you can't really play in the winter. You can just hit in the cage, which is good, but it's not the same as like seeing a live ball out of the, like on a field. So it's almost like the full size of a field. You just cut right field off, and you can pretty much play like a whole scrimmage game inside, which is really nice.
The dome is full of other incredible equipment like the full-size athletic weight room and technology like the speedometer program that tracks the players' hits in the cages and recreates them in a simulation. All these things and more to help UND's athletes train to be the best. For UND TV, I'm Colin Jung reporting.
And we wish the baseball team lots of luck as they prepare to open their season in February.
Bowling is said to be a sport that anyone can play, but is that really so? Max Ramirez takes us to Illinois to find out.
Bowling. They say it to be a game of physics and skill. It's said to be a game that anybody can pick up and learn. But bowling remained a bit of a mystery to me, so I traveled to Crystal Lake, Illinois, and sat down with the owner of Metro Bowl to find out more.
My name is John Contos, and my family owns Metro Bowl. Our family has had this bowling alley since 1956. I'm the 4th generation. For me, bowling is, it's a great social activity. At the highest levels, it can be super competitive. At the lowest levels, a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old can go out and enjoy it together in the same field.
And as a professional bowler, John is more than qualified to talk to me about bowling. But I wanted to know, is bowling more than just skill alone?
So each ball is different. Playing tournament bowling with one bowling ball is like playing golf with one golf club. So all the different bowling balls create different shapes to combat what's going on the lane. Competitive league bowling, you're about 3 bowling balls, one that goes straight, one that hooks a lot, one that hooks a little. Next level, tournament bowling, you're about 6 bowling balls, one that hooks a whole lot, one that hooks a lot but with a different shape, one that's super predictable.
Okay, so I know what you're saying. I'm too old to learn to start bowling and wearing those shoes.
There is no age limit. None. You can bowl from 1 to 100 as long as you want.
So John and Desmond are more than qualified to tell me that even I can come down and learn to bowl. But why do I have to wear those shoes?
The shoes you need to wear because they help you slide. When you're bowling, a lot of people tend to plant their feet, which makes all of your weight move forward and you can lose your balance.
I'm not too old. I've got the right equipment. But what makes bowling stand out against other sports?
You have things like football and basketball where you have officials that determine who wins a lot of the time, and there's stoppage of play and penalties and things like that. Bowling, golf, you get what you get. You score, you either win or you lose.
So there you have it, bowling. A game that no longer remains a mystery to me. It's a game that can be played by all ages, either professionally or recreationally. And as a matter of fact, even I decided to take a crack at it. Reporting from Crystal Lake, Illinois, I'm Max Ramirez for UND TV.
Next time you're looking for a way to pass time with friends, consider heading to your local bowling alley.
Well, if Max hasn't convinced you to try bowling, maybe rock climbing is more up your alley. Bethany Foster with more.
While Indiana is best known for its sports, there happens to be a small community of indoor rock climbers in the heart of Indianapolis. For this father and son duo, this is the greatest winter pastime.
We found this place on kind of a whim, turned into a great way to get exercise and some free time for myself and my 2 boys. They love it, and it's what we do during the winter to kind of burn some calories and stay active even when the outside is not the most hospitable.
When I asked what his favorite part of climbing was, Ian's son Finn emphasized the feeling of success after reaching the top of the wall.
It's like, oh, I finally did that. Because it's always the preparation. You have to look at all of it, fail until you finally swing over and finally get that spot. And it's just so nice to breathe.
And Ian, who watches from down below, encourages Finn all the way. I'm Bethany Foster, signing off with UND TV, Indianapolis.
Just like bowling, certain shoes are recommended for climbing. Climb Indy day passes start at just $12.
Well, coming up after the break, we'll be joined by Tiana Baxter for some news and entertainment.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
National Prevention Week is a celebration of all the things that happen all year long.
Prevention is at the core. It's mental health, physical health.
Some of our National Prevention Week activities have been focusing on the illegal drugs, illegal use of opioids.
Drugs, alcohol, mental health, suicide, underage drinking, tobacco use. Prevention is about saving lives.
This is where it happens.
This is Prevention at Work.
And join with us here in studio is Tiana Baxter to give us the latest in the entertainment news. Tiana?
Thanks so much, guys. Since the tragedy that took place at Astroworld last month, rapper Travis Scott has kept quiet about his involvement until court released today. New court documents show Travis Scott denies legal liability in the Astroworld Festival tragedy. 10 people died at that event in Houston last month. The court documents filed by court's attorney respond to 6 lawsuits, but more than 140 have been filed so far. Most of them claim Scott and the event organizers stood to make huge sums of money from that concert. Immediately after that tragedy, Scott said he was devastated by what had happened. A new edition of West Side Story is set to hit theaters Friday, December 10th.
The first gringo boy who smiles at you.
I never seen you before. You're not Puerto Rican.
Is that okay?
Do you want to start World War III?
The new West Side Story still has the gang clashes between the Sharks and Jets, the forbidden love at first sight between Tony and Maria, and those memorable songs. The new generation of stars includes Rachel Zegler, a YouTube performer in her first professional role as Maria, Ansel Elgort as Tony, and Ariana DeBose as Anita, the role for which 60 years ago, Rita Moreno became the first Latina actress to win an Oscar.
You don't want to start maybe with I'd like to take you out to coffee?
Moreno returns in the new film's only new major role, Valentina, who counsels Tony as he woos Maria. But just as in the original film, the course of this love story never runs smooth.
Life matters even more than love.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
How about a stay in the Grinch's cave high above Whoville this holiday season? Yep, you heard that correctly. Vacation rental platforms are teaming up with Dr. Seuss's Enterprises to bring you the ultimate holiday getaway. It's a recreation of the lair belonging to the Grinch from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, located on a remote property outside of Boulder, Utah. It is a massive 5,700 square feet. Each room is decorated just as the Grinch himself would like, and it even has a music room, complete with the Grinch's organ and his dog Max's drum set. The kitchen is stocked with essentials like Who pudding and Who hash, and in the Grinch's true fashion, there is no internet connection or television. Bookings are open for limited stays from December 13th through the 23rd. That's all I have for you guys today with entertainment. Gonna throw it back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks so much, Tiana. And coming up after the break, Nathaniel Finch will be joining us in studio to give us the latest in sports.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
National Prevention Week is a celebration of all the things that happen all year long.
Prevention is at the core. It's mental health, physical health.
Some of our National Prevention Week activities have been focusing on the illegal drugs, illegal use of opioids.
Drugs, alcohol, mental health, suicide, underage drinking, tobacco use. Prevention is about saving lives.
This is where it happens.
This is Prevention at Work.
And welcome back to UNDTV News. We're now joined in the studio by Nathaniel Finch with some sports updates. Nathaniel?
Thanks, guys. We're going to start things off in Wisconsin, where the Indiana Hoosiers travel to play the number 22 team in the nation. Let's look at these highlights, as it is Jonathan Davis with the dunk to tie things up at 7. The Hoosiers will score headed into that 16-minute media timeout. And then it's Trace Jackson Davis with the big lob there. 19-9 was the score at the point. And then Parker Stewart next up on the big 10-2 run. Indiana had one of their best first halves in recent memory before things changed at halftime. But that was Parker Stewart with the 3. Trace Jackson Davis gets the feed inside, and we see all Jackson Davis as he makes it flush. And that score, 20 points, was the lead for the Hoosiers at that point in the game. Second half, things started to change. Wisconsin with the dunk. That's Jonathan Davis, 45-32. He put the score at. And then here, a 2-point game. Just a minute and a half to go. It's Davis again for 3. It's in the air. No doubt taking the lead was Wisconsin, and they will continue to hold it for the rest of the game on free throws, beating Indiana after being down by as much as 22 at one point. Now we're going to move to Gainbridge Fieldhouse as we see Miles Turner with that dunk to start things off for the Pacers. The next play is Karis LeVert, who gets a nice 3, 50-37. The score at that point, a comfortable lead for most of the game for the Pacers. You can't leave Miles Turner wide open, and he hits a 3 as well. 65-49 was the score there. Now into the third, off the turnover. It's Sabonis, open down low. Thought he was fouled, but he finds a way to get 2 and extends that lead to 73-57. The Pacers with a great game against these Knicks. And we see Malcolm Brogdon doing things by himself. A 20-point lead for the Pacers. Unlike that other Indiana team, they will hold the lead as Karis LeVert with a nice pull-up from the free throw line, 102-81, the score at that point in the game. And then finally, it's Chris Duarte with a nice little pull-up here in the lane. The final score there, Pacers 122, Knicks 102. The Pacers move to 11-16 on the season. Finally, taking us to the final game of the night last night in Los Angeles here at the end of the first half. It's an unsung hero, Brandon Boston Jr. Look at that. Turnaround deep 3, the buzzer beater at the end of the half. The score was 63-51 at that point. A big lead for the Clippers. They'll keep it for most of the third quarter, as well as we see Zubats with that alley-oop off the pass from Reggie Jackson. And then look at this play. Remember it. It's Jason Tatum with the dunk on the fadeaway. And the reason I tell you to remember it, here is this next highlight. Same thing. Rebound. Tatum flying through the air, and he gets it. But again, we'll see that again later in these highlights. Marcus Morris, it's a 3-point game. We'll see if he can extend the lead or not. It's Morris from the wing with just 45 seconds to go, and it's money. 6-point lead. The Celtics do keep it close here at the end of the game. And again, Marcus Smart to Tatum. Tatum with the fast break. And for the third time, that fast break dunk. The final score, 114-111. As the Celtics lose, they fall to 13-13, and the Clippers get the win, the last one of the night. Tonight, Purdue will play Rutgers. The number 1 team in the nation is Purdue, traveling to New York at 7 o'clock. And then Thursday Night Football, the Steelers and the Vikings, in what should be a good game as well. That's all for sports. Now back to the desk.
Thanks so much, Nathaniel. And after the break, we'll be learning about a special celebration that takes place here at the University of Indianapolis.
what to do if you're stuck on the railroad crossing? Get out of your vehicle. If a train is not approaching, find the blue and white emergency notification system sign on the traffic signs at the crossing. For help, call the number on the sign and give them the crossing number so they know your location and can alert train traffic. Remember, find the blue and white to save your life.
Imagine straightforward, reliable facts about any state or national politician on any issue of concern to you. Votesmart.org. It is perhaps the most hopeful reality in politics today. Hundreds of conservatives and liberals putting their differences aside and joining together to protect the most essential component of our democracy, a citizen's right to the truth about the people they elected or those seeking to replace them. It's what U.S. News and World Report said would make the founders weep with joy. Thousands of hours of detailed research, all so that you can finally, simply, and instantly get the facts. Want more? Simply track any politician of interest to you with My Vote Smart. Every time that politician makes a public statement, votes, or receives a new rating on an issue, you will get a daily email update. Votesmart.org, because facts matter.
I drive 65,000 miles each year in my bus. If people knew what I know, lives could be saved. You don't want to be in the blind spot of a 40,000-pound bus when I have less than a second to react. I do what I can by changing lanes and taking turns slowly. It really helps when people look out for me too. Give me room to operate safely. It's our roads, it's our safety.
The University of Indianapolis is home to students of many nationalities, all of which are recognized every year at the celebration of the flags. The celebration of the flag ceremony has been a tradition at the University of Indianapolis for 33 years as of this year. The event recognizes all of the home countries of the students here on campus. The flags are carried by international students, staff, and faculty. The event takes place outside of Smith Mall and offers free admission as well as an LP credit for all university students.
Drivers across the country and their wallets should be thrilled to learn that gas prices are expected to drop, and maybe a lot sooner than you think. November saw a national average of $3.39 for a single gallon of gas. While this is the highest it has been since 2014, these prices are expected to drop and will only get lower from there. This comes after the U.S. released more barrels of petroleum to help with the increasing gas prices. Gas is expected to drop to around $3 in January, eventually leading to an average of $2.88 for the new year of 2022.
Well, Julianne, I'm quite excited to hear about those gas prices going down. I swear it's just been forever since we could get gas for less than $3 a gallon.
I know. I can't even expect anymore to pay less than $3. I mean, I saw a Speedway around here was $3.09 for maybe a day, but then after that it shot up to like $3.45 or something crazy. So I'm definitely really excited to be seeing those gas prices come down.
I know. I'm just always think about before COVID. I literally remember a day gas was like $1.63. This was way before COVID.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like you can't even picture a time now.
Yeah, way better times. But you know, I think I'm gonna fill up my car and drive over to Climb Indy to do some rock climbing, because that looks really cool. I've honestly never been there before. Have you had any experience in rock climbing?
Oh, I am not a rock climber. I am not a rock climber. I would be so scared. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, we do some bowling. We've done bowling before.
We went bowling together. Yeah, Max made that look so fun.
Yeah,
all the way in Illinois too. Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm wondering if you actually traveled to Illinois for that purpose, but okay, well.
Well, this has been such an eventful show. Sports, entertainment, news. You just get it all here on UND TV, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's been so great to have you guys with us tonight.